progressing into our top 4 games. We're actually looking at Andrew here once more on his Tokoyami, going into the frog out of water Suyu Asui, piloted by Brandon Jones. This is Crone Frog Takedown. I feel like we've made that joke so many times, Cameron, but this is really an age-old matchup, isn't it?
Yes, I am super super excited. This is gonna be either a high octane game where they're just going to kill each other, or we're gonna have be in here for a long haul. That same type of gameplay that we saw, you guys didn't get to the last time, where we had both competitors having almost 20 cards in each other's stage. Looks like Tokoyami is the higher seed, gets to go first, playing out 4 big foundations. We'll see how the frog decides to respond.
Sure. I mean, we've talked about the impact of getting to go first in a matchup like this, so I think it's definitely going to we're gonna have to put a lot more thought into our subsequent turns here as Asui than I think Tokoyami will. But at the same time, it doesn't necessarily put us in a bad position. Asui is a really really hyper aggressive deck. At the same time, though, it's one of those hyper aggressive decks that flexes really well. It's very very easy for Asui to go back and forth between aggression and defense. Go as hard as she wants to, pivot when she needs to, full stop when she needs to, or just simply build and stabilize until she finds a critical mass of attacks.
Absolutely. Looking like we've got the double desperate times here. A card that has seen a lot of play drop off in the newer sets. I mean, there are quote unquote better zero diff foundations, but that chivalrous competitor says we both draw a card, but is it worth committing 2 resources for? We'll have to find out depending on when things happen. Oh, with a bad check here, now it's probably definitely not going to be worth it.
Yeah, it definitely makes us have to think a little bit. When there's one of them, you more so just want to get it out of the way. But now when there's 2 of them and you check bad, you actually really have to you have to critically think about if you're allowed to draw cards here or not. We see the double response coming in. If we find the Dark Shadow too, right, this is going to be a pretty large Crow and Frog, proven itself to be a very dangerous poke. Doesn't count towards progressive. One of the most standout cards all around. I think we're going to see a lot of that card throughout the entirety of this round.
I completely agree. How did you feel about readying Tokoyami, grabbing our Summon Dark Shadow, playing the Chivalrous to grab another card, attempt to bait out that thing? Because I feel like after this botched check, I kind of feel like we should be done attacking here. You know?
Yeah, I mean, it's possible, right? I mean, this isn't going to count as progressive. The Dark Shadow can make our next check pass no matter what, as long as we find it. We do find it. So there's definitely not a rule by any means that we have to stop attacking here. I think we're going to. I think we're probably just going to see our Dark Shadow get played, and then we're gonna go from there. We're gonna see how Brandon reacts to this attack, blocks it, doesn't block it, commits resources to blocking it, and see if it leaves him in any kind of a vulnerable position.
Yeah, that is the big question. It really depends on how does Brandon get to respond here. We've got plenty of resources defensive wise, right? We've got the struggling studies, we've got the ice gliding. How hard does Andrew want to push this to to go? Currently, only have the one card in the card pool. There's plenty of opportunities to push back. Looks like we got a bit of a decision, a thinker, if we will. Flips one of the desperate times. At this point, I would definitely flip the chivalrous and redraw, even if it's just like help me get the build pushed up and over the hill. Like I'll flip it and commit it, and then continue to make stuff happen. Frozen Slash, a card that post IRL Nationals has on paper seen significantly less play. But now that we're here this weekend, I think this is the first time I've seen it all day. This card is really really cool at passing the savings on to the next attack. Um, it's saying that this one got a speed and damage bonus like we do with the action, and so now the next one's going to get a speed and damage bonus as well.
I mean, the conditions on the stack essentially just being effortless, right? Plus one is a completely negligible requirement in our Tokoyami character. So it is just an attack that says a free plus two to the next, and that's really strong. It allows us to do some really cool plays like we see here, effectively also removing the requirements from our Twisting Azure Inferno. You know, as cool as it is that Tokoyami activates this card effortlessly, we don't always have that second Dark Shadow, or we don't always want to play it on top of our Dark Shadow. Sometimes we want to be able to ebb and flow around this move a little bit more, and passing that plus 2 damage lets us automatically say, yeah, this one's gonna find its requirements to mess up all of our rivals' checks.
Yeah, absolutely. Really like the lines that we're seeing here. Um, if we have another action, it's going to feel really, really good. Down to 4 health.
Ooh, this is so
Uh,
scary.
this is incredibly scary. The thing here is we have 3 cards in the card pool. If we play a high attack, we just get to commit for -3 speed, lift this frog kick, and then re-ready my card because the card left the card pool.
Mhm.
Um, looks like that's not what we're running into. We're just gonna do a build 2 pass. Is 5 foundations enough to deal with what we got going on Tokoyami wise? Can
The
we find
release,
its
right?
way?
The release is the big one. I think we actually have 4 foundations, right? Because I think the first thing we have to do if we want to find lethal this turn is remove irrefutable and seal release.
Right.
Which, I mean, takes the release out of the equation, which is nice. But then we're looking at 4 foundations to find glory on, and that's a tall order. It's a tall order. It's not impossible. We have seen Asui do more damage on less foundations, but the big question is whether or not that hand has come together for us. Great
A
start.
nice wall is a beautiful start. 5 diff, 3 low for 5. Stun 2.
I mean, those are the big words here, right?
Yeah.
Stun two says Tokoyami gets to block 1 move, maybe.
Yeah, especially if we go for the irrefutable play, right?
Mhm.
Commit the remove and seal the release. Yeah.
Well, we're going right for the stun two, though, so it looks like that might not be the play that we want to embark upon this turn. Possible, but that we just don't have the gas. And this is just going to kind of be our poke, maybe bait out some resources.
Yeah, that is an option. Ops to not block. Maybe we just don't have the low block, right? We've only got 2 cards in our hand. It makes sense
Also very true.
versus an Asui deck to deal with the moves that hit a little harder, such as this tongue smack, right?
Good old tongue smack. The legendary tongue smack.
Yeah, you thought this card was good in Ochako. This card's
Yeah, I
pretty
mean,
good in Asui.
there's quite simply put a lot to say about. Oh, there's the irrefutable coming in. Okay,
Love this.
all right, we're off to the. I think we found these 2 good checks, and now we're like, okay, we can do it. We can do it. It's time to embark upon this journey. And I mean, a 6 high for 6 that draws a card is definitely a really good place to start. Tongue smack is like the premier cantrip for characters like Asui and Ochako.
Absolutely.
So the draw coming in.
6 high for 5. This is going to put us just outside of desperation. But I mean, if there's enough gas to make us swing, there's enough gas. I mean, we get +2 speed on every single move. 1 block is pretty much all we're going to get here.
Yeah, we're navigating ourselves in that position really shortly. I think it's can we find a tongue whip? Do we have a tongue whip? Is like I feel like the big question right now.
Tongue whip would be huge.
Tongue whip would be massive. I think tongue whip is probably the best thing we could find within our deck right now. Oh no, that's it. That is all of the gas in our hand. Wow. Went through 8 cards and only found those.
Given
my goodness.
Tokoyami, this third turn is going to be a detriment for sure.
Yeah, I mean, if it's if it's our only option, it's our only option. And at the end of the day, there's not really any reason not to jam at least those 2 moves. Put a little bit of pressure on him, and replenish our hand with a tongue smack. But now, man, now it's just going in here with only 6 foundations is rough. We are protected against stun with our prone to dry eyes, so that is very nice. We cannot be stunned, and we've got graceful maneuvers for minus speed. We're not looking terrible with our defensive capabilities, but we're gonna have to perfect block everything, right?
Yeah, this is
We only
a
got 4 health. It's not a lot.
yeah.
Tokoyami's moves get 8 damage on the regular. We're probably not allowed to half block anything this turn.
Not to mention, like, the first move that we're gonna play is gonna get +4 speed, right? Essentially, we're gonna get +1 with the easily excited, one with the Summon Dark Shadow, and then we just pitch one of the foundations. We're not gonna worry about building with One of Nature. You throw 2 moves like that, it's curtains. We're going to game 2. And
Yeah,
that's a very fast one to start it off with.
Yeah, not the check we want to see, but I mean, we have a healthy stage here. We have a healthy stage here. We commit the release, we commit the chivalrous because it does not have text right now. We're not allowed to draw cards here, and I mean the committing isn't even the end of the world either because our feeling cute can just start popping these for free speed.
Absolutely. I know I said +4, but I forgot feeling cute also gives speed. It's actually +5. This is gonna be effectively a 10 high for whatever we decide to put on it.
Yeah, I mean,
incredible.
if our discards off the top come in hot, they come in hot. This could get very threatening very fast.
Ops for the draw 2. We no longer have the Desperate Times. Those cards are committed, or those cards are flipped due to Asui's ability.
Yeah.
Currently have just a bunch of cards, and let's go find ourselves a Summon Dark Shadow.
Yep, there it is. Yeah, this is a. I'm not gonna count Asui out just yet, but this is a really good start to this turn for Tokoyami. There's the One with Nature discard coming in. The One with Nature is going to be super duper pivotal this turn. The Feeling Cute. Yeah, this move is just getting so fast, so out of hand. Summon Dark Shadow has to be coming down here. We want to get those stats on the board as soon as we possibly can.
Yeah, the +1/+1 to every move is just going to be what's needed.
Yeah, as you said, this is essentially a 10 high right now for what looks like 9 damage. I mean, we have to perfect block this. I mean, it's not unblockable by any means. Crazy that we're not graceful maneuvering though.
So if this is this is a kick, right? And so this is on a 1 high, check the 4. So what we wanted there, right, is we wanted it's over. What we wanted was to check a 5, leave the graceful up, right? I guess what we can do. All right, yeah. What we could have done is we could have kicked the frog kick in order to ready one of our cards, including graceful maneuvers, right? So we commit for the -3 speed now, and then kick the frog kick, ready up a card, and then
it gets stunned, and then we die anyway.
And then it gets stunned, and then we die anyway. Right. Yeah.
Stun one's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, super swift textbook. Clean victory there for Tokoyami. Yeah, rough spot to be in. We really need to find, in a matchup like this, we had to find that gas on turn 2 as Asui, and it just did not come to us.
Yeah, game 1 going to Andrew Bowling, crushing it, absolutely crushing it.
Yeah, trying to go all the way here, man. How crazy would it be if Tokoyami wins both of our national events?
I would not be surprised in the slightest. I do believe
Agreed.
that he is the best deck in the format at the moment. I think his consistency is just absolutely impeccable. I was screaming it at in-person nationals. I'm screaming it now on our online nationals. Best deck in the room, no matter if it's the room in Dallas or your bedroom at home.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I've been calling Tokoyami the best deck in the game on and off, probably ever since I started playing. I think the first time I fought this deck for real on a real competitive stage, and within 5 minutes it put more than 50 damage on the board on turn 2 in both games. I was like, yeah, I think this is cream of the crop right here. He's definitely seen a resurgence, a downfall, kind of a bit of a back and forth between the meta. But I think that going into this new format, he's for sure woven his way back into the #1 spot in my eyes.
I agree wholeheartedly. So it looks like Andrew, after that very intense game is gonna take a quick break. Um, we've been live for 7 hours, and we're just sitting here relaxing, chatting, talking about the game. These gamers have been sitting here thinking hard, deep in the
Yeah,
tank.
churning their brains to carry them all the way to these crazy cutthroat victories in an effort to snag the best looking aggressive clashes among many other things that you've ever put your eyes on. Have you put
Yeah,
your eyes on those things, Tamron? They're beautiful.
yeah, I certainly have. Yeah,
Mhm.
loved seeing those in Dallas.
Yeah. It was not until Dallas that I realized the keywords on them are color coded to gold for the champion one, silver for the contender one, and bronze for the third and fourth place ones. The
Top
enhances
eight,
and
correct? I believe all of
the
top eight gets them.
the clashes are only up to top four, I believe, but I could be wrong.
Oh,
I'm pretty
okay.
sure it's first, second, and then third and fourth.
Love
With the
that.
champion one, the contender one, and then two top four ones for third and fourth
Nice,
place.
nice, nice,
Um,
nice.
but yeah, they're beautiful. I had never seen a gold powerful two before. It was very cool.
It's cool, and I hope it's a
Very
thing that
cool.
I hope it's a thing that that will stick with the rest of the cards we're all competing for as the next season comes on.
Yeah, it put a really nice little bit of flair, a little bit of added flair into this. Uh, who do you who do you want to win, Tamron? Here's my loaded question: who are you personally rooting for? Who's your champion?
Um, man, I first off, I love Brandon Jones and Andrew Bowling. They are huge fans of the stream that I do every weekday. You can check it over on twitch.tv/10cardwell. Huge fans. Jose Narono in the past year, 2 years, has become an incredibly close friend. Same thing with Jacob Johnson being an Omaha boy. It is a toss up. If I had to pick somebody, it's between Jacob and Jose. But honestly, all four of these contenders winning I'm gonna pop off, right? But Jose's playing the deck that I want to play. So if I had to pick like down to the card, he's playing the deck I want to play. So I guess I gotta go with Jose, huh?
That's extremely valid. Um, yeah, I mean, I definitely understand where you're coming from with that. I for one, I'm a big fan of variety in this world. So Tokoyami got to have his big time in the limelight in Dallas with Barrett. I'd like to see something else take the stage this time around. I want to see a little bit of diversity in our final spot. I think Jacob Johnson would be a fantastic spot. Make sure people do not forget that Jiro is still very much a real threat, and kind of put her back in the spotlight.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, she was the bridemaid last excuse me, last event, and so seeing her take it down, this one would be feel fantastic. And a build 4 to start off Asui's turn puts her in that same running, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, certainly. We cannot we can't count Brandon or Asui out just yet. Very good player and a very strong character. Easily one of the classic combinations to bring a deck to victory. Especially with this build. Yeah, I mean we found the good one too, right? We found that card that says plus 1,000,000 damage to all of our moves once we're on our fifth or sixth one.
With the Prone to Dries?
The prone to dry eyes,
Yeah.
the kind of the secret sauce, right? This was the card that got revealed, and 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 man, we just said, wow, this is gonna bring Water Asui all the way back into the field. And I don't think that that was off the mark at all. We've seen this deck. I mean, we saw it perform really well. Keenan took it to a super awesome top eight finish in Dallas, and we're seeing it. We're seeing it try to go all the way. Already making it further and posturing itself to go all the way. I mean, Water Asui is just a deck that you really can't underestimate anymore. You know, people got complacent. They got
Yeah.
so used to our Momo overlords that we had forgotten we had forgotten what the world was like when every game we died on turn two. And this, I think this top four cut right here is really just a testament to bringing that day and age back between Tokoyami, Asui, and Jiro.
Yeah, especially with Asui's board as it is, right? We've got prone, we've got exhausted, we've got double basic training. We draw 6 attacks. The goose might be cooked.
Yeah,
um,
yeah, we might see a very very sizzled and seasoned bird if the right hand comes together for Brandon. And like speaking of the characters in these top four, uh, Tamron, where's the boogeyman? Where's Kirishima 2? What happened to him?
well, probably what happened was I think Hiroshima is one of the absolute best characters at getting into tops. I mean, undeniably, I think he was the most represented character both in the event and in top 32, possibly even top 16. But the thing is the best of the best of the best. These players are here exclusively knowing they have the knowledge, the foresight to know that Kirishima was going to be the most played. I'm sure there's just a lot of tech for Kirishima. So you get into the top cuts, you get the absolute best of the best, playing the best decks, knowing that in top cuts we're gonna fight Kirishimas, and then he has a significantly harder day, day two. We saw it happen in Dallas. We're seeing it happen this weekend, and I bet for the UK and Oceania, we're gonna see that same thing happen as well.
Yeah, I feel extremely similarly. I think Hiroshima is just the epitome of strength, reliability, consistency, and stability. He's got all of those things going for him, absolutely overflowing in every single one of those areas. He's unmatched in all of them. But when it comes to just the raw power level of your overall deck and the quality of your cards, there are decks that can definitely stand up to snuff with him. They might just have a little less room for failure and a little more room for variance. But when you're, hypothetically speaking, when you're the best player in the room, does your deck need to give you any leeway for failure?
Yeah, it's an interesting thought. It's one of those. Does the deck make the top cuts, or is it the pilot? I like to say that I think it's the pilot. Personally,
I
specifically in
agree.
our card game, there's been some formats, there's been some other card games that I won't mention that I've played where it really feels like, oh, I just like, you play these 40 cards, you play these 60 cards, and then you just do the thing. Not a ton of decision making interactions, but that's not the name of the game for the My Hero card game. It really is all about, what are the correct lines that I have to make inside of my deck. I can have the best deck in the room, but you play it bad and then it's game over.
Exactly. And when and that just kind of goes in line with the continuing logic there. And one of the biggest strengths of Kirishima is that he's really forgiving if you overextend or if you fumble a little bit. That is one of Kirishima's biggest strengths, and that's why he's such a good contender for, like, the best deck to get into top cuts with. But once you're actually within top cuts and you're not making many, if any, mistakes whatsoever, you're simply losing out on that strength. And if you can pilot a deck like Tokoyami or Asui, who instead have a much higher ceiling when played to those perfect regiments, I think that's kind of the silver lining and the saving grace and the just overall explanation for why the top cuts are flooded with Kirishimas from the get-go. And then slowly but surely, we see some of the other really high tier decks taking a bit more of the limelight.
Absolutely. Speaking of the limelight, we've got this amazing freezer burn coming in. This card says, not only is it a 4 diff ranged 4 low for 4 move that Asui wants to play, but it also says that I discard the top 2 cards of my deck and ready a foundation. Whenever we have a card such as Exhausted Exclamation that is so potent inside of Asui, I committed Asui to pass my check. I commit Exclamation. I draw my card. I use Freezer Burn. I ready Exclamation. I flip a card. I ready Asui. Look at that. my turn is just absolutely amazing.
It's big. And I mean,
Not
Freezer Burn is one of the easily the coolest new additions to the Asui deck, and I think we're about to see it shine here, right? When your rival plays an ability on the when your rival plays an ability during the attack, being able to destroy foundations and cancel it is just so potent. That was going to be our on-demand cancel for if the irrefutable force of nature tried to come down and stop any of our prone to dry eyes plays. Not putting the prone to dry eyes sealed on the first one might come back to to bite our friend Tokoyami here.
True, I completely agree. At the same time, we even did see it come in. We enhanced on release as Tokoyami, and
Mhm.
attempted to make this block a little bit easier. Um, we, as Asui, destroyed a ready foundation, a ready face down to cancel. Check the three as Tokoyami. Checking a 5 there, or pushing that 3 to a 5 would have been amazing. But now we're down to
Absolutely.
just our 2 ready foundations. This can be very tough to block.
Yeah, we're going down and down on foundations, and I mean, look at it, the damage is stacking up. We've got 3 prone to dry eyes usages here. The exclamations and the tongue smack constantly refilling our hand to provide us so many cards to discard, racking the damage up and up. I mean, I said it the second he built it, right? The first card we jammed of this entire game was that. That's the good one. We found the one that makes our lethal lines so lethal.
Ooh.
Undeniably. I saw that tongue smack. I saw that tongue
He's,
smack.
yo, I love this play. This play is so good. Yeah, this is
Yeah,
lethal here,
this is
right?
this is putrid. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think there's a world where we can block this after the stun too. It becomes a
We're picking
five
him up right
speed
there.
move. Yep. Yep. We
Beautiful.
have acknowledged that. Yeah, the right back at you, big guy. Asui coming in with the also very clean, very tight lines. Textbook turn to victory right there. Bouncing back and forth. Finding like the aggressive pieces we need. Because I mean that was what we were missing last time, right? So we didn't have that prone to dry eyes. Our moves were all so piddly. They were all so piddly when we have to find 20 damage on such limited resources by the skin of our teeth. A card like Prone to Dry Eyes, where you can just throw it all away to try and grasp victory on this one singular turn, destroying your resources in order to close out the game. And that's the kind of things that we need to take down Tokoyami so fast. And that's what makes Asui such a specialist in that regard.
Yeah, absolutely. Chat, give these heroes your strength. Give them the cheers. Are you wanting to see Asui, Brandon Jones take this down? Or are you looking for Andrew Tokoyami to clutch up game 3? Let us know. I'd love to hear which side of this crow and frog fence you're sitting on.
Yeah. I mean, this is you gotta really listen to what's being said in this matchup. You know, the crow is on this side, the frog is on this side. They've got to do battle on this mortal realm. It is the crow and frog takedown. Who is going to take down? Who's going to be taken down? Right?
For sure, for sure. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of people saying "Let's go Asui, let's go Asui." Very funny. Season 2, start of season 2, not one person would have said that.
Nope, nope.
Not
This was
one person.
public enemy number one.
Yeah.
Asui was at the very beginning of season 2, going into the middle of it. But now the tides have changed, right? Tokoyami's been the one rising to supremacy lately, really ruffling feathers and presenting himself as the deck to beat in the room. I mean, we want the upset, right? We want the upset. We saw Tokoyami close it out last time. We want to see Asui once again break that serve.
Absolutely. I'd love to give updates on the other match, but I don't see my representative in there.
Yeah, I don't think we don't have any current recorded progression of the game states between Jacob Johnson and Jose Narono. But I have to imagine they're probably playing some pretty quick games, such as us, right? I mean, Jiro and Tokoyami not going to be a much slower battle than Asui and Tokoyami.
It's feeling like game 7, like they decided to do like a best of 9s,
Oh yeah, makes sense. Makes
or
sense.
best of 15s at that point, right?
Yeah. I think Jose plays half of the best of 9. Futu 21 plays the other half.
Right. Little
Right.
Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde type stuff.
Oh, of
Uh,
course. Yeah, it's only natural.
Solid build 4 from Tokoyami going first here, but not the ones that do a ton of stuff. We have 3 foundations that say destroy a foundation as a cost. It means that essentially those are blank until we actually build up a stage that we wish to destroy.
Yeah, these foundations are not doing a whole lot for our game plan. You know, these are not petty squabbles. These are not stronger with darknesses. They're not one with natures. Uh, if there's a stage to turn to someone with, it's not this one.
Yeah. Yeah, I predict a second build turn coming. And so as Asui, we kind of want to just swing as hard build as hard as we can, because we should feel pretty safe building out. This one's on the 6. Checks the 5 commit. Yeah,
Wow.
beautiful build
Whoa.
6. Because the likelihood of us dying on turn 2 is so low. Our stage is not going to help us get there. And in fact, we see the review of the ruin, a thing that
Yep.
I would have never done in 100 years.
Sacrilege. Sacrilege.
Yeah.
He has betrayed Tokoyami's everywhere. But yeah, I mean, the build 6 is huge here. I mean, we're talking about how not aggressive Andrew stage is. Let's look at the opposite end of that and look at how defensive Brandon stage is. We've got the double struggling with studies. Our 2 cards in hand are actually 4 once you get to your 3rd move. We've got the -1 speed surviving the finals. We have rescue completed to just commit till our heart's content for minus speed. We have the irrefutable to seal our rival's irrefutable if he doesn't commit to seal first. I mean, just a ton of space here to posture really effective blocks throughout this turn.
I actually want to take it back. I think that Andrew had Ruin as well as this Frigid, and knew he wanted to draw a bunch of cards. So I think what's actually he wanted to draw foundations. So I think what's happening here is he
Yep.
wanted to put the Ruin in to make sure that he got up to 6, so that he can try and draw a bunch of cool stuff. Because I mean, at this point, we got it right. Yeah, that feels very good.
Yeah, we get to take our summon Dark Shadow. We get to draw 2. We get to effectively be a 10 hand size character this turn. If we just build after poking with this Frigid Heat Wave, that is an okay turn for us, as long as Brandon doesn't find the absolute fire.
Correct. Yeah, we drew our 2. Our desperate times coming in to commit an additional resource.
Huge.
Our turn's over, right? We'd actually have to roll so unbelievably hot. Have all 4 of the Summon Dark Shadows and a Ruin, and maybe even like have to have the Inferno as well. Our hand would have to be.
We've got the
so
cat
insane.
power though. We've got the cat power coming in.
Kitty stream?
From Andrew's side of the board. But yeah, I don't envy Andrew's position right now. This is pretty scary. We have to stop attacking. If we get Breaker 2 blocked, man, how crazy would that be?
Yeah.
But we're just going for the full block instead. I mean, we can't play more moves here. We have to find a really solid build. We've only got 2 resources to commit to assist us through this build with +1 on our progressive. We don't want to commit our release under any circumstances. It's a good thing we have some nice 0 dips, but
build 2
I really wanted to build more than 2
no.
there. This is horrifying. We're fingers crossed. We're big fingers crossed right now to oh my goodness, to not find our way towards the tombstone here against Brandon's upcoming turn. He's got such a nice ready board. Oh
yeah.
Wow.
I actually love this from Brandon. He's saying your board's not strong enough to kill me. Let's rebuild, and you're not going to take this to a game 3. With that said, we do have an announcement to make. Jose Norono and Tokoyami are going to finals. So finals is either going to be a Tokoyami mirror match or a repeat of what we're seeing here, Tokoyami versus Asui. Congratulations to Jacob Johnson for making top 4. I'm excited to hold your top 4 aggressive clash. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. We cannot wait to see you at Worlds, JJ. But man, Jose really coming for all the glory now. Being a 2-time regional champ winner, really posturing himself as one of the biggest competitive faces of this game, and also just one of the greatest guys around. So really just such a swell, pleasant guy. Fantastic to see him all the way up here. Nothing but hats off and firm handshakes to Mr. Jose. But man, it definitely makes the context of our finals interesting here. As you said, we're either going to see Bird versus Bird or the run back of the Crow and Frog takedown. Either way, it's gonna be very interesting, and I think it's gonna be very fast.
Yeah, chat 1s and 2s. 1s and 2s. 1s if you think that Andrew is going to clutch it out with Tokoyami here on this turn. 2 if you think the impenetrable wall that Brandon has made is going to keep him alive.
I mean,
I gotta know, Levi. What are you thinking? Is this the turn? Is it over?
it's hard. I mean, it has to be the turn, right? It does have to be the turn, but is it over? Oh, that's so hard to say. So hard to say. I'm a gambling man, but I don't know if I could put my money on Andrew here. I don't want to sing his spell his doom just yet, but man, just look at the power of this wall. -2 speed on every move with these rescue completeds, exhausted to draw more cards if our 3 aren't enough. We have irrefutable to seal down an important piece if we so desire. Struggling with Studies says the second you hit your 3rd move, we will never have progressive difficulty on blocking. It's just it's really hard to C20 here. You know,
Yeah, for sure. And a beautiful block with frog kick. This card kind
oh,
of does everything we
that's
want it to
so
do.
you hate to see that. You hate to see that so much as Andrew here.
We're gonna see. Do we continue? Do we build? I mean, there's no way we waste the +3 to the check. We got to keep swinging.
We got to keep swinging, man. Checking that very beautiful 8. And then this says to me that we've got another Summon Dark Shadow.
Yeah. I mean, at the same time, like it is gonna get the stats, and we've got the 1 stronger in darkness, right? We got the 1 in pool, stronger Tokoyami. That's 3. Hey, all my moves now have essentially +1 speed. All your moves have -1 my checks get +1. Your checks get -1. So it's this could be the start of something absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, we're shuffling that card. We're shuffling that card. We got some contemplation on the mind. Definitely can't ignore the double feeling cute on this side of the board either. If we do start committing our foundations to pass these checks, we can really throw them all to the wayside in order to get these moves through. But it looks like we're opting to just go ahead and take this Twisting Azure on the chin. Not particularly worried about it. Because now from this point onwards, right, we get to Struggling with Studies and pick up this frog kick all day and reblock with it, pick it up again on the next one, readying 2 foundations over the course of that. This is Asui defense at its finest. These block tricks are crazy. Struggling with Studies activating the leave the card pool response on kick is just so scrumptious.
Incredible. Yeah. It just gives us more resources to find the -2 speed, right? And we haven't even started getting through with like the desperation times of. I mean, this could be drawing us a bunch of bonus cards off of exhausted exclamation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like there's so many more lines that we could be taking, but just like the tip of the iceberg line is, I ready a card, I commit a card for -2. That feels great.
Yeah, but and then the minor interactions that come between all of that are just really what might say that Brandon is just unkillable this turn. Yeah, the fact that we get to reblock with this frog kick, we get to pick it back up on this one with our other Struggling with Studies, and then ready another thing. Yeah, man, we're posturing just an insane amount of blocking power this turn, while at the same time clearing our defensive progressive difficulty more and more.
Yeah, instantly comes in with the stats. Our checks are gonna get +2 for the turn. We essentially have 2 cards that are in our card pool, even though we're 5 cards deep. 13 might be a little tough to find now that we've been able to block a bunch of times, get to ready a bunch of cards. But this, I mean, we didn't block the Inferno last time, and that last one was 7. This one's gonna be what, 9? What happens if there's a 3rd Inferno coming?
It can be scary, but I gotta imagine that we've got the mid block here. I think I mean, it's possible we're holding an Ice Storm and just saving it, right? Just saving it until we go in too deep,
Oh,
and that Breaker 2 can come in big. But the Breaker 2 is
2,
going to not come in very big if it does
6,
come in, because
checks a 7.
the second Summon Dark Shadow is coming down. Going to start making our stats bigger and bigger and bigger. Um, if we don't, so I'm wondering, are we trying to save an Ice Storm for a much more turn-ending Breaker play, or do we just not have a mid block? It might be time to start putting these exhausted exclamations down and maybe digging for more cards. Given that we haven't entered that line of play, I have to imagine that we've got our block zones very much covered in our hand. But for how long is the question?
We also haven't given any minus speed at all. I mean, but we got +5 to our next check. I mean, it's unfailable, right?
Yeah.
We might be digging with this exhausted here.
Yep.
Um, yeah, I am. a little bit more heat.
Looks like the yeah, the hmm.
Love that. Love that.
Mhm.
Commit Asui for -2 speed. Flip to re-ready Asui right back up. And oh, we've got the mid block. I mean, we flashed it. The question is can we block it? So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We checked a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and Asui for 9.
Whew.
Um, that was
Masterful,
huge
masterful block, and there's not another move after it
on
all.
a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ended up checking a 10.
The
Uh,
almighty equalizer is sometimes you just only draw the 5 attacks.
only draw 5. Great
Or
blocking from
4?
Brandon.
Yeah.
All off of the back of struggling with studies and frog kick. Really, if frog kick didn't ready those 2 foundations, I mean, we didn't pass that block, right?
Nope.
I don't think it was lethal, but still, it'd be crazy.
Puts us in a much worse position than we are in now. And now, I mean, one card in hand, we can count to 20.
Yeah, especially because like I mean, we didn't did we block with that with the
We did not re-block with our frog kick. We blocked with our tongue smack.
right.
Yeah, it'd sure be great to have that tongue smack right now, but I also like not being nearly dead. So, and I mean, between things like the exhausted exclamation, right? The exhausted exclamation currently representing a draw 2. Once we bring our frog kick in, we're gonna be able to commit, draw a card off of it, kick our frog kick on our third move, respond, re-ready the exclamation, get to draw another one on the third move as well. We're definitely representing a lot of digging, and all we got to do is count to 20.
Yeah, but 20 is gonna be tough with the minus damage to everything and lack of prone to dry eyes. Hey, there it is right there. Thanks
Yeah,
for
there's our
pointing it
all
out to me,
star.
Deck. Yeah, I am nervous of us not quite getting there, because all of these moves are 5 base damage, which is really nice. But when Tokoyami makes them 4 base damage, instead of finding 5 moves, I gotta find instead of finding 4 moves, I gotta find 5.
Yep.
So we gotta dig a little bit with this exhausted.
Yeah, notably speaking, we do have rescue to pump our own speed. We have frozen as well if we just want to start committing those last 2 down, and potentially say that you don't even get 1 block here. And that's exactly what's coming in here. The frozen, forcing our rival to commit 1. This is not really the one that you put. This is not really the one that you really care about blocking. So we don't really want to use our release here. Puts us in a bad position though, because now we get to frozen on this next move and commit the release before it gets to do anything. And now we might not even get to block 1 move now. Everything is 6 speed. We'll be fully committed out. That doesn't represent any blocking capability, mathematically speaking.
It was blocked off frog kicker, block nothing.
Yeah.
Just solely based on this. It's gonna get an extra 3 speed because the frog kick hit. So it's gonna get
Mhm.
+5 total. It's gonna be a 9 high for 6, even with the release. It just says like we don't even have to make that the first move that we do, right? We get
Nope.
to
Mm-mm.
draw the bonus card, draw a bonus card off of smack, flip the exhausted, ready our character, and then destroy a face down committed card to commit the release. This is feeling like it's inevitable.
Yeah, we just need a couple more moves, right? It feels whoa, ooh. We do get to pseudo block 1 thing, right? The recovery time here is
Whoa.
going to heal us back up to 11, and now we said
Whoa.
count it out, Brandon. Count out your
Whoa.
11. Let me see it. Let me see it.
He
We can't
said I
see it.
ain't got it. He says
I
I
got
don't
it,
have
buddy.
it.
I got it,
But
buddy.
whoa, creep realization coming in. That's gonna be clutch. Enhanced commit minus X damage. That can get up to 6 or 7. That's huge. And we
Yep.
don't have struggling with studies to save us.
No, but we do have wall cling and tape. That's going to constitute some really nice, perfect blocks here. On top of another exhausted to dig for more cards if we need. Also, we just put like 4 more foundations into our stage. We've got a rescue completed, man. We have a lot of speed reduction on the board right now, and we're really pressuring. We're really pressuring Andrew to find a slew of good ones here.
You know what a bunch of foundations mean?
What's that?
Indiscriminate shock's gonna be stronger.
It certainly does. It certainly
Yeah.
does. We've definitely got to make sure that we maintain enough blocking power to stop an indiscriminate if it comes in hot. At the same time, though, we have the we have the ability to to make it a mid, or simply put flip our wall cling so we can block it with a mid as well. Again, just we have a lot of blocking posture right here.
Looking at Tokoyami's hand, I mean, it must be a little awkward, right? Or else we just kind of windmill slam, right? I mean, finding the 13 as Tokoyami shouldn't be that too terribly difficult, but we'll just have to see what happens. I think these irrefutables are going to be irreplaceable when it comes to cracking this wall that Brandon has made for himself, getting rid of the exhausted and the uh we literally every face up card on the board except for Frozen is kind of cracked.
Yeah, I think rescue is probably the number one culprit there that we've got to get rid of right away. After that, I think it might be a little more reactive, right? It might be a creepy if we find ourselves in the end of a string and it becomes super relevant. Yep, the rescue coming in as the first one that we seal. I think we can kind of hold off on the other one and play it by ear, if you will. And see what kind of represents the most threat as we make our way through this turn.
Yeah, it looks like we're digging the top 5. I think we might have exactly 1 card left in our deck, which is
Crazy.
insane that it lucked out that way. We had 6 cards after our redraw. Very
Yeah, that's
good.
crazy.
Oh, just kidding. They multiplied like a
Yeah.
rabbit.
We did lose our twisting azure there. Can't be super happy about that. Stacking those is when things really start getting out of hand, right? And we felt so comfortable about the blocking position we were in. Then suddenly we had to essentially block a 10 speed move with the ability to check a 1. That's very scary.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're not
absolutely.
supposed to have 1 checks in our deck. Only if our decks are busted, right? We checked a
Right.
1 check cannon blast. That was not a 1 check card.
It could have been though. I think Cannibal kind of messed up.
Cannon Blast is pretty messed up. I cannot tell a lie. I cannot tell a lie. But I don't think Cannon Blast would be in our decks if it checked a 1.
That is fair. That is fair and true. Attempted to go for the mid block. Ooh, yucky, a 3 mid block here. This is
It's
a
okay.
3, 4, 5, 6 checks a 4, 5 commit. Asui and 1 more. Full block. Hey, I need 13 from you actually. What do you got for me?
13 is a lot right here. The frog has put up a really ironclad wall. We're gonna have to show off some of the best in the biz as far as Tokoyami offense goes to crack through it. Dark Shadow Ruin though is a great place to start.
Agreed. I'm pretty sure we've checked the other 3, so the likelihood of us finding more, unless we have something like a frigid heat wave. But even then,
I don't know.
we gotta find the 6
yeah, we
range
gotta
assist as
get
well.
6 in there somehow, and I don't think that we can find our way there.
Yeah.
So the cycle coming in, man. A whole lot of recovery time going on this weekend, man.
The card's good, man.
Card's very good. Card's very good. I've been a big believer of that card since it got revealed. Might be a little biased. I do love my action cards. Kind of makes you wonder why I'm not a big Tokoyami fan, huh?
That is a good question. That is a really good question. I think Tokoyami is super fun to play.
I like to play nice long games. I like to play nice drawn out games. So Tokoyami and I don't quite get along as much as he and you may.
Fair, man. I'm just trying to get stuff. I gotta get so many games in a night. You know, gotta get those YouTube videos out. I gotta crank them
Yeah.
out. You know?
Yeah, I like my MHA CCG games like chess matches almost. Ooh. Big check there. Big commit there. Man, our block modifiers are starting to betray us, man. We're really missing the rescue completed right about now.
Wowzers.
Yeah, this
I think
is
the
very
first
scary.
thing we have to do is actually seal that creepy realization.
I could not agree more. I could not agree
Oh,
more.
deadlock enhance is so cool. Burn for each ranged. Oh,
Yeah, that's big.
wow.
That's big. That's a big burn 2 right there. It's a big burn 2 right there.
Burn 3. This card is also ranged.
Yeah, Twisting
Yeah, it
Azure
counts
sure
as-
is ranged, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty
Sure is
good.
ranged. They said give that card charge and range, didn't they?
He certainly did. Like, let's
They
get rid of that creepy
certainly did.
realization.
Hats off.
Makes sense
Yep,
to me.
man, there it comes in. The creepy will save us no more. we're suddenly after that block, we're looking really, really vulnerable here as
Another
Asui.
shadow.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
2, 3, 4.
It might be time to
Checks a
wrap this
6.
up, man.
Mm.
Andrew says, "Oh, what's that? Jose's won. I can stop playing with my food. Let's wrap it up. Time to get our bird mirror match going on. The
Wowzers. The
destructions here, the
2
feeling cutes are stacking up. Oh, these are all very, very
takes the
unblockable.
8, plays one more. I mean, we have to, right? It's the reason we have the
Mhm.
+2
And
and a
there's the
corn
crow.
frog.
That's not
That's
where
not
you
where you're
play
supposed to
that
play that. On a
card.
5, 6, 7, 8, checks a 9, and
And we
there it
say,
is,
"Yep,
the
my
last
friend,
peck
you
to
got
take
it.
it
These
down.
moves are they're too big, they're too fast. Too many dark shadows have been summoned, and I simply cannot prosper the blocks any longer." Man, wow. I mean, that was man, that was really like this feels like the age-old syndrome when these hyper aggro decks keep getting matched up against each other. Game 1, whoever goes first blows the other out. Game 2, vice versa happens, and then game 3, we enter this really, really weird mid-game state where it feels like whoever finds the right hand and the right checks is just going to windmill slam every single ounce of their hand onto the board and achieve victory first. And unfortunately for Brandon's sake, that's what Andrew was able to do in this game 3, and it's going to be why he gets to make it to the finals against Jose in this Tokoyami Chaos Mirror match.
Yeah, absolutely. This is going to be a massive game. A quick one though, for sure. Who gets to go first? Who gets to draw the good ones? I can personally say that I'm excited to see two birds in the finals. I love this deck. I think this deck is super fun to play.
Yeah.
And I am excited to see how both of these amazing pilots navigate for the first time the mirror match.
Yeah, so let's give these guys a quick minute to rest up. We're gonna go get ourselves ready to commentate this fantastic finals match between Jose and Andrew. Stay tuned, guys. We're gonna be right back with this finals.
Sounds good.